those days where everything goes wrong? Well, buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into Unhinged, a relentless thriller that cranks road rage to a terrifying new level. Directed by Derek Bort and starring Russell Crowe and Karen Pistorius. Unhinged doesn't just put you in the driver's seat, it locks you in with no brakes. Tension, chaos, and raw fear fuel this ride from start to finish. So the question is, does Unhinged deliver the pulse-pounding suspense it promises, or does it stall out before the finish line? Let's find out. Unhinged opened in theaters on August 21st, 2020 with a budget of $33 million. During its 14-week theatrical run, it made $20.8 million domestically and $23.5 million internationally, making a worldwide total of $44.3 million. Its opening weekend saw it earn $601,032, finishing number 2 in the box office, behind the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water. Its final week in theaters saw it earn $36,854, finishing its box office run at number 32. On a rainy night, a vengeful psychopath, Tom Cooper, is parked outside his ex-wife's house. He removes his wedding ring and then lights a match, staring blankly at it in a bottle of hydrocodone. Tom grabs a hammer and a tank of gasoline and breaks into the house and kills her and her boyfriend, and then sets the house on fire. It explodes as he drives away, expressionless. The following morning, Rachel Flynn, a newly divorced single mother, drives her son Kyle to school during rush hour traffic. As she is running late to work, one of her clients fires her over the phone. She then honks at Tom's pickup truck, which is blocking traffic at a green light. He soon catches up to Rachel and tries to apologize, then asks for an apology in return, saying he wants to hit reset and that people should apologize for anything they do wrong. The exchange escalates when Rachel tells him that she has nothing to apologize for. In return, Tom promises to teach her what it means to have a bad day. At the end of the road, Tom drives in front of Rachel and stops. He then drives away. Unsettled, she calls her friend Andy, who is also her divorce lawyer, and arranges to meet him at a diner. Tom somehow tracks Rachel to a gas station and switches his phone with hers while she is inside paying for her gas. She sees him outside and gets help from a customer who accompanies her back to her car. The customer gets Tom's license plate, but is killed not when Tom rams him with his truck, but after another car hits him. More intense chase ensues, during which Tom shows Rachel that he has her phone. He uses her daily planner to locate Andy at the diner. Before she can warn Andy, Tom beats him and stabs him to death in front of everyone and is filmed by a customer. Tom tells Rachel over the phone that she must choose another one of her contacts to die next. When he suggests her ex-husband, her mother, or her son, she names the client who fired her and then calls the police, who respond to the client's home while Rachel is racing to her son's school. However, Tom has already arrived at Rachel's home, where her brother Fred and his fiancée Mary are living. Tom confronts him holding Mary hostage before repeatedly pushing her into Fred's knife, killing her. He then ties Fred to a chair and tells Rachel over the phone that she has 3 minutes to go into the school, get Kyle, and drive away, or he will kill Fred, as he wants him to read a letter about how Rachel is a liar. Rachel desperately demands that the principal release Kyle. She gets him and drives away. When a police officer arrives at Rachel's house, Tom sets Fred on fire. The cop shoots Tom in the shoulder and tries to put the fire out, but Tom escapes and catches up to Rachel and Kyle on a highway. They use a GPS app on her tablet to find out that Tom is in a minivan. It is indicated that he killed someone for it and is directly in front of them. When they attempt to alert a nearby police officer, Tom rams his car, causing a massive multi-vehicle car accident. Tom pursues Rachel to her mother's house, where Kyle triggers a silent alarm and hides. Rachel rams the van that Tom is driving, flipping the vehicle, but he gets out and attacks Rachel, then enters the house in search of Kyle, intent on killing him next. As he is about to walk back outside, Kyle inadvertently alerts Tom to his hiding place upstairs. Rachel comes to and enters the house in an attempt to protect Kyle, but Tom finds her and they struggle violently. When Tom begins to strangle Kyle, Rachel stabs Tom in the eye with a pair of scissors, finally killing him. The police arrive and inform Rachel that Fred survived the attack. Rachel and Kyle leave to see Fred at the hospital. As they drive away, a car cuts Rachel off and she stops herself from honking at the injured driver. Kyle observes this and says, "Good choice," and they drive away as the sun sets. Now let's take a look at the cast and some of their other roles they've had. Russell Crowe as Tom Cooper, who's credited as the man. Other roles for Russell Crowe include Zeus in Thor: Love and Thunder, Cal McCaffrey in State of Play, and Ben Wade in 3:10 to Yuma. Karen Pistorius as Rachel Flynn. Other roles for Karen Pistorius include Rose Ross in Slow West, Pandora Shaw in Mortal Engines, and Beth in The Marsh King's Daughter. Gabriel Bateman as Kyle Flynn. Other roles for Gabriel Bateman include Roger in The Fablemans, Charlie Fox in the TV show The Mosquito Coast, and Andy in 2019's Child's Play. Jimmy Simpson as Andy. Other roles for Jimmy Simpson include Ryan Holder in the TV show Dark Matter, Green Arrow in Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Parts 1, 2, and 3, and John in Night of the Animated Dead. Austin P. McKenzie as Fred. Other roles for Austin P. McKenzie include Howie Hawthorne in Speech and Debate, and young Cleve Jones in the TV show When We Rise. Julian Joyner as Mary. Other roles for Julian Joyner include Ava in The Channel and Scarlett in County Line No Fear. Stephen Lewis Grush as the gas station customer who saves Rachel from Tom. Other roles for Stephen Louis Grush include Goat in Fast Charlie, Cliff in Renfield, and Daryl in Palmer. Ann Layton as Deborah Haskell. Other roles for Ann Layton include Christy O'Connell in Stand the Man, Lauren Daly in Home is Where the Killer Is, and Olivia in Her Boyfriend's Secret. Michael Papajohn as Homer the Cop. Other roles for Michael Papajohn include Otis in American Ultra, Major Cloud in Selma, and Douglas Burnett in Hot Water. Lucy Faust as Rosie. Other roles for Lucy Faust include The Widow in Oracle, Janet in Breaking News in Yuba County, and Cynthia Teagarden in The Devil All the Time. Devin Tyler as Mrs. Ayers. Other roles for Devin Tyler include Veronique in the TV show Snowfall, Mary Washington in Deep Water, and Kate Stone in Cut Off. Samantha Beaulieu as the cashier. Other roles for Samantha Beaulieu include Cousin Rita in Big George Foreman, Officer Hollins in the TV show The Oval, and Sheila in Texas Killing Fields. Andrew Morgado as Richard Flynn. Other roles for Andrew Morgado include Reptile in the Mortal Kombat 1 video game, Henry in 2022's Marmaduke, and Cliffjumper in Bumblebee. Okay, within the first 5 minutes, roughly, give or take, Russell Crowe's character lives up to the title, from sitting in his truck at 4 a.m. outside a house while it's raining, to the way he lights a match, to breaking into the house and killing who, at the time I did this review, would assume are the husband, are his ex-wife and her new husband, and then setting the house ablaze. Not a single word spoken from Russell Crowe's character, and he's already stealing the show. I loved it. The opening credits is visually nice to see, with the cracks almost mimicking glass cracking, and it was really nice to see. And seeing how violent humans actually can be is an interesting backdrop for the credits, with the various news anchors talking about how humans are and how there aren't enough cops to help with human behavior. I do like how they set up the dynamic of Rachel, Kyle, Fred, and Mary early on. Rachel's going through a divorce. Rachel and Fred's mom isn't doing well, and Fred and Mary are staying with Rachel and Kyle. The only actor I was familiar with this going into it is Russell Crowe. But as the movie went on, I really enjoyed the chemistry between Karen Pistorius, Gabriel Bateman, Austin P. McKenzie, and Julian Joyner. The slow pan going from Rachel and Kyle to Tom Struck, and the changing of the sound, meaning Rachel's car idling and transitioning to Tom Struck idling was such a great shot and use of sound to give us a bit of an idea on the kind of people we're dealing with. The slow roll to a stop of Tom's truck really gives a sense of Tom isn't a good guy, and it's really such a beautiful shot, I thought. I really enjoyed the score behind the conversation between Tom and Rachel. It's so ominous, but it works so well. I'll be honest, I'm not one for movies that are shot so dark and gloomy looking, but this movie is so easy on the eyes. And I also think it's to counteract how rough it is as a thriller, which is great. The scene where at the gas station where the guy walks Rachel out only to get hit by Tom and another car coming into the road is a tense scene. And then the following chase scene is so well shot, bouncing back and forth between both Tom's and Rachel's faces. So often is a really great choice. The interaction between Andy and Tom is such a wild scene, but I really like it. It's such a so well written and so well shot. And I do really like the chemistry between Russell Crowe and Jimmy Simpson. I feel like they play really well off each other, with Russell Crowe's low, almost soothing voice making you forget, even if it's just for a second, that he's kind of a psychopath at this point. Tom beating Andy and then killing him while on the phone with Rachel is crazy, but a really well shot scene, and it really ups the tension. I really was kind of thrown off, which is the point of the misdirect of Tom asking who he should kill next, only to show up at Rachel's house and tie Fred up after shoving Mary into Fred while Fred is holding a knife. Then to find out Tom's got a tracker on his phone, which he somehow switched with Rachel's phone at the gas station, just shows how Tom is as well. The death scene of the cop Rachel and Kyle were trying to warn about Tom was unexpected, at least how it happened, and it legitimately made me jump, and it did it in the trailer as well. The entire part of the movie that takes place at Rachel's mom's house is such an intense sequence. I was actually thinking that Kyle was going to die when Tom started choking him with the lamp cord, and I did enjoy the callbacks from Rachel looking for the scissors near the start to Tom explaining what a courtesy tap is, even if the line delivery when Rachel gives Tom that courtesy tap wasn't very good. And then to find out that Fred is actually alive ends the movie on a high note. That and the fact that Rachel got cut off and didn't lay on her horn shows she learned her lesson. Overall, while it was a decent movie, I feel like they could have done so much more. There were great scenes in this here and there, and most of the dialogue was well written and well acted. But to me personally, and y'all can tell me if you agree with me, I feel like there was something missing, but I couldn't figure out exactly what. Now let's look at some of the fun facts and trivia about this movie. This was the first movie to enter wide theatrical release in the USA after the closure of most theaters due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Karen Pistorius, who plays Rachel, is only 14 years older than Gabriel Bateman, who plays her son Kyle. The candy cane scissors are a nod to the similarly themed Joyride. This is the only movie from Solstice Studios. There are only 8 deaths in this movie, those being the man's ex-wife, her lover, the gas station patron, Andy, Mary, the patrol cop, the woman doing makeup in her car, and then the man. And that's Unhinged, a nerve-wracking thriller that reminds us all to think twice before honking at the wrong person. It's intense, unpredictable, and leaves you questioning just how far someone can be pushed. What do you think? Did Unhinged leave you gripping the edge of your seat, or was it just another bump in the road? Let me know in the comments below. I'm ready to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a ride with movies on the brain. Until next time, stay safe out there, and maybe let that next driver merge, and I'll see you in the next review.